Hey guys, welcome to this video. Thanks for tuning in, sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back if you have. My intention is unity and oneness. I was actually going to go into a flow and give a little energy update, and I started to speak, and the energies are still so strong. It's difficult for me to communicate in a linear fashion. So that's my energy update. Kablam. I was going to call this shaken, not stirred, the double bond. I was going to call this shake, rattle, and roll. Everything's being shaken up this week. Our belief systems are being shaken up. How we feel about others is being shaken up. How we view ourselves is being shaken up. How we view our reality. Any old wounds that we haven't necessarily healed, cleared, acknowledged, they're going to show up. I see this as a huge convergence, okay? I'm hearing string cheese theory. I think that's a band. Anyways, I'm seeing like this string theory. Okay. I'm seeing this combination of all of this stuff is literally like scraping off dead skin cells. And this new skin that's underneath is raw. It's nervy. It's edgy. It feels good, yet it's itchy, right? Have we been all of those physical symptoms that many of us have had this week? Itchy scalp, itchy skin, itchy underneath the skin, like we just want to scream. I did a little ecstatic dancing this week. I just had to. I had to put my headphones in, close the door, turn off the lights, and get crazy and just dance. Do whatever my body felt like it needed to do. Because ultimately, the biggest message that I'm getting right now to share with everybody is my shirt, home. It's earth, in case you can't see. It's dark in here. That's why I have so many lights on, but home. We are home. Whether we acknowledge it or not is our choice. And we are being given so many opportunities, especially this week or right now or however you want to look at it, to make a choice, to change how we view things, to see ourselves from a multidimensional view in this body, in an embodiment. And our home is our body. Our body is our home. No matter what we're going through, this is it. Are we caring for it? Are we acknowledging how we feel? Does our body need to move? Are we feeling irritable and agitated? Do we need to get out and go for a walk? Are we feeling thirsty and dehydrated? Drinking a lot of water? Do we feel like we need to change our diet? As I itch, right? This is our home base. Okay? What is it that we're listening to that's making us feel good? What is it that we're listening to or paying attention to that doesn't make us feel good? Whether it be music, it could be something that we've enjoyed our whole life, and all of a sudden, it's out of tune. It doesn't resonate with us right now. Does that mean it won't resonate the rest of our lives or next week? No. It's all about being in the moment. Acknowledging where we're at now, what we're feeling, what we're processing. And if we don't necessarily understand how to linearize it, that's okay. Not beating ourselves up or judging the fact that we're feeling emotional. One of the things, so before I move on from that, it is about acknowledging our home. And not only are we in our body, that's our home, we're also in the body of Mother Earth. We're breathing the air that Mother Earth has in her atmosphere. That's our life too. We're drinking the water that she provides that comes from her body into our body, right? We are intricately, I'm hearing trilocating, but connected to the body of Mother Earth. This is where we live. So the biggest message is when we're going through these massive upheavals, up leveling, right? We want to just escape sometimes. Not everybody. If you're not feeling this, awesome. That's just where you're at right now. You may never feel that you are itchy or having crown tingles or just want to get out and crazy dance or feeling like all of these emotions are coming up and so on and so forth. And that's okay. It's okay either way. But honoring where we're at and recognizing that is important, because if we don't feel home in our bodies, then it's going to be a really difficult journey and a really difficult ride the rest of our lives. And many of us haven't felt comfortable in our bodies, right? Many of us haven't taken the time to acknowledge what we really need to make us happy. Many of us have viewed ourselves as incomplete because we would be complete when this happened, when we had this. And I feel like this week with this huge convergence, anything that we don't feel complete about, that we feel incomplete in, is pretty much showing up for us. And it's like this shakeup, like, okay, you feel unworthy. Now, how does it feel, right? You feel that there's certain things in your relationship that aren't balanced. Here you go. And it's like it's all being thrown on us this week so that we can just shake it off. Doesn't mean ignore it and shake it off like it's not there. It's acknowledging it. I'm being guided to talk about an ultrasonic scalar. Basically what it is, if you look at an ultrasound machine, an ultrasonic machine, like the machine that they use to clean dental tools or your toothbrush, what it does is it vibrates it at such a high rhythm that it breaks apart the plaque or the bacteria so that it can then be sucked out, right, if you're at the dentist office, or spit out if you are brushing your teeth. But this is for us to then recognize and integrate. And the more we can be at ease with ourselves, in our body, on Mother Earth, and the less we try to run away from it, escape, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be alone from time to time and literally go within. That's not what I'm referring to. Run away as in distract or avoid, right? Distract ourselves to avoid the situation that is being shaken up in our lives. Rather than a soft stir right now, it's shaken, not stirred, our martini. So what happens is, as this comes up, we are a different person than when it might have come up for us a year ago. Because a lot of things that we thought we had resolved or thought we had integrated already are showing up again for a lot of people. However, what I've noticed is, if it shows up for me, I don't see it the same way anymore. I see it from a completely different perspective, which allows me to digest it more fully, which allows me to really embrace it, which allows me to see it from a different angle, to feel it in a different way, to recognize it and honor it because of where I am now versus where I was a year ago. And I use the ascension, or I used to call them ascension symptoms. I'm going to call them the physical upgrade phenomena that I might be feeling. So for this week, I mentioned it in a previous video. Felt like I was leaving my body. I was shaking so hard. Everything was shaking inside of me. My blood felt like it was boiling. I was seeing lights. I was hearing ringing in my ears. The couple times when I've walked this week, the floor has basically fallen out from underneath me, even though I'm standing there. Oftentimes I feel like I'm on a boat. I could go on and on about the physical symptoms that have come through. And 3 years ago, when I had these symptoms happening, I was in a completely different space. Now I am like, okay, It's on. What am I feeling right now? How am I feeling? What does my body need? Who do I want to reach out to? Do I want to be alone? Am I acknowledging this? Am I communicating? If I want to be alone, am I communicating that with my husband in an appropriate way? And if that's not available to me, because for a lot of us it isn't, hello moms, if you have kids, my dear friend Candace and I were talking about this week, it's hard, right, to be alone when you've got responsibility. Sometimes it just takes breathing, taking a hot bath, escaping to the shower for 10 minutes, letting that water wash over you. Water's huge right now, which I've been dreaming a lot about water, and I'll talk about that maybe in another video. But we're in a different place than we were 3 years ago. We're in a different place than we were a year ago. So the question becomes, are we going to go back into that place 3 years ago and look at things and rework things from that angle? Or are we going to allow our broader perspective of where we are now to assist us in tapping into our multidimensionality? Because ultimately, that's what's coming online. Our multidimensional versions of us in our now human body. We're bringing in all of these codes that are being offered from the sun, from the earth, from one another, from other, from the elementals. I could go on and on. And we're processing this at such a high speed, a high velocity, a high rate of expansion, that the more we allow ourselves to accept the radiance that we're feeling, right, the easier it is for us to integrate. So I'm just going to end on that note. The invitation is to allow. I have more that I'll add, but this is going to be a shorter video. The invitation is to honor our body. Check in with ourselves. These different aha moments that we're having while this is going on are so valuable. Us being able to say, wow, remember 3 years ago what it was like? Remember what it was like a week ago? Wow, that's coming up for me. I still feel unworthy. I still haven't processed this previous relationship. I still haven't recognized that I have to be in this body. It's really important, right? I still don't feel comfortable in my own skin. How do I change that? What do I need to do? And it'll show up for us through synchronicity, through conversation, through opportunity for us to go, oh, there it is. Ask and you shall receive. Recognizing that we're here on earth. We are earth-bound because we bound ourselves to Mother Earth by being in a human body. Once we acknowledge that, those of us that have been trying to escape, looking to go to Mars, looking to go to the moon, we can do that in our own body through astral projection, through lucid dreaming, through meditation, through channeling, through communicating as our highest aspect that is embodying in this lifetime now. So that is another example of what I was shown. It's like, nope, you're not running away. You're going to stay right here and process this, because that's what we agreed to do by binding ourselves to this skin suit, by allowing ourselves to make this agreement to be with Mother Earth through this journey as one, as we are connected through string, right? Theory, we'll call it, through this string vibration, through all of these chords. We are learning how to fine-tune our instruments by allowing ourselves to vibrate all of the stuff that has been attaching to us as belief systems, as value systems, like a net. And we're, poof, shaking that all off. And all of a sudden, out here, it's waving at us, little dust particles in our field. And we're able to then look at those little particles and change our view. Looking at it from this angle, looking at it from this angle, looking at it from this angle, and then digesting it. Okay, good, gone. Next. If that is part of us, if that is something we need to integrate, and if that little particle belongs to somebody else, return to source. Right up the ladder. Integrate. Dissolve. What does an object do when it enters the Earth's atmosphere? It burns up. We are entering a new atmospheric pressure, right? And we are burning up. We are burning up everything that is holding us down, that is keeping us back, that is not allowing us to fine-tune our instruments. And sometimes it can be uncomfortable. Sometimes it can be itchy. Sometimes it can be emotional. And we're allowing ourselves to feel all of that as a human experience, having this experience in our human body, creating this. And as we do this, we are then compressing all of that and then expanding out. And all of this stuff that burns away is lit up. Just like when a meteor hits the earth, it lights up, we can see it. It is hot. And it is assisting us right now to feel all of that stuff and express, expel, expectorate, spit it out, see it, integrate it, acknowledge it, and not ignore it, run away from it, escape. It's all right here. And that's what we came here to do, from one perspective. Last but not least, from one perspective. We are multidimensional beings. Our perspective is constantly shifting and changing. And as we see things from different angles, we are then able to, just like a quantum computer, expand, change our view. We have the power to do that. We do not have to keep the same view that we had a week ago, that we had 2 years ago, that our mother passed down to us, that our spouse wishes us to take on. That is not who we are anymore. We may have felt that we agreed with these particular people, beings, experiences, memories. Then, if we don't agree now, great. This assists us in morphing into more of who we really are and really seeing who and what we really are not. Not only in us, but also everything else that is in this body of Mother Earth that is around us. I keep seeing this picture of, I think there's a record, maybe it's Odessa, of a person walking and they're on fire. It's like, or maybe it's Pink Floyd. Anyways, all of these different beings, they're all going through their own alchemy, their own transmutation. That flame, it all comes back to our home base though, our heart. Our heart is the flame that ignites the fuse, that transmutes, that changes, that alchemizes. That is our chemical combustion chamber. And as we allow ourselves to ignite all of those dead cells, blocks of information, energy, cellular structure, attachments, entanglements, beliefs, poof. So this will come in waves for a lot of us. I'll do another video on this I've only scratched the surface, so to speak. Have fun recognizing our new multidimensionality. I invite you to have fun and laugh at ourselves during this, because it is a ridiculously powerful and hilarious at times transition that we are all, I'm hearing, firing through, right? So I honor each of you in your journey, and I thank you for sharing in your journey with one another, with myself, with Mother Earth. And we'll call this part 1 of the Shaken Not Stirred double O bond video series. I could go into such flow, but alas, I will do that next time. In love and light, namaste.